Morning, YouTubies. I don't know where y'all were doing yesterday, but here at the farm it rained all day. I don't know the official rainfall amount, but I'm going to take a stab and say we got about 4 inches of rain in about a 36-hour window. So much so that everything around here flooded. My shed flooded, the floor on it, the creek, the pastures are, well, they're okay, but they're incredibly wet. But anyway, the creek flooded, so much so that the creek went 5 foot, about yay tall. And those who've been here on the property know that the bridge is right at about 5 foot. And supposedly it flooded so much, water went over the bridge and weakened some of our concrete footers. Not the concrete or the footers so much as the sand that they were deposited into kind of washed away. So I'm going to mosey on down to the creek. Danielle's already been down there today. She thinks that it's pretty bad. I might have to tear the bridge apart and see what we can do and maybe redesign it, or I don't know. I'll look into it some more. So I'll take you along in just a minute. See you in a few minutes. Somebody asked me the other day if we grew anything on the farm as far as produce. And my answer is, well, yeah. I mean, we've got a garden and we grow vegetables and whatnot. And we've got peach trees and we've got apple trees. And everybody's like, ooh, well, you get to have great apple pie then, right? And my answer is no, because before the apples can ripen and be picked, a certain Mr. Nose seems to get his butt in there and take all the good ones. So, what do I see Mr. Nose doing today? Eating all my apples. Okay, so first review of how much rain we got and storm damage and all that stuff. I'm gonna check here on the shed, and for those that don't know, I put gutters up on the shed last year because rain was coming down, and you can see the previous owner, when he poured the slab, I guess he didn't take into consideration I guess the runoff and whatnot. So you can see that the water kind of started deteriorating or eroding the dirt underneath the slab. So I put gutters up on it, and it greatly decreased the amount of damage that was happening. So, you know, all down the side you can see where it started to erode. You can see where he put rocks and everything underneath of it. And we've got a rabbit that dug underneath of there. That's his little nest. And it looks like Eeyore's been digging. So, but that's not the reason I came out here. If you look, that is why I came out here. The previous owner ran these 3-inch PVC pipes under the I guess when he poured the concrete, you know, he built them into the slab, and they run underground. I don't know how deep, but they run underground, and they run all the way back to the house, and they're stubbed out through the garage, through the wall. And he used them for water piping. He used to have a wood burning stove in here, and that's how he kept hot water in the house when he'd lose power. So I reutilized the pipes and ran electrical conduit through it, and it works real good, except this one right here always seems to flood when it rains. And you know, I waited until it was real dry one day, and I siphoned all the water out of it, and then tried to fill it full of concrete. And you can see my concrete has turned to some kind of mush, and when it rains water still comes through it. Not so much as bad as it used to. You can see the footers there. They're a little moist. That's from previous floods and whatnot, but put a fan in front of it for the moment. So my question to you guys is, short of digging up the yard and trying to figure out where the hell the crack is, how would you suggest filling that or getting that to stop leaking? My line of thinking is I'm going to have to chip all that out, and it's not that deep. It's only about 5 or 6 inches of concrete. Chip that all out and fill it back up with Porter cement, you think? Leave your comments below and tell me what you think. Looking for a really super cheap way to try to fix this, because I can't finish stubbing this out and putting sheetrock and everything up in here if this is going to constantly flood. I'll have mold and mildew and all that crap. So tell me what your thoughts are. Really like to know how to seal that up, because then I would love to clean all this up and turn this into an office like it's supposed to be used and get all this crap out of here. Oh, good. Our homemade run-in, which, looking back on it again, it was supposed to be something cheap, homemade, supposed to save us a little bit of money here and there. Turned out it's got almost probably $800 tied up in this thing. Still think it would have been cheaper maybe if we'd gone out and gotten a manufactured carport and then just threw some plywood up on it, kind of like what we did with the other run-in. But the boys weren't using it, and then Danielle started feeding them down here, and looks like they finally discovered that maybe it's not such a bad idea to come down here and use the thing. So on the bright side, at least they're using it. Hi boys, say hello to YouTubies. Jarvis, the big white fluffy one. Darcy, the big brown one. Hi guys. You guys getting out of the reins? Hi Darcy. Hey big boy. So it's not perfect, but it does what it's supposed to do, I suppose. Gives them a little bit of shelter. The other one is being used by the adopted girls at the moment. And so you can see we're still kind of working on it. Off to the playground, and let's see how bad the creek ruined our bridge. Just a wet, sloppy mess. Don't touch the fence. Well, the trail looks a little none the worse for wear and tear. See, the boys have been up and down the trail here. We closed off the playground because we were concerned that they would do to it what they did to the field over the course of the winter. I think it was a good call by Danielle to go ahead and close this up for a couple days until it dries out. those who might not remember, when we bought the property, this was all filled up with woods. Oh, I see the fences down. Maybe that's why she closed it up. But anyway, when we bought it, this little section was filled with woods and was pretty bad. And so I came in with a mower and cleaned it out by hand with a weed whacker and a mower. Cleaned it up a little bit. We let it sit for about 6 months over the course of the winter. And then when February came around, we threw a bunch of rye down. And for those that don't know, rye is a good grass. It grows real quick. Grows in just about everything. But it's a cold weather grass. So it's not designed to stick around for very long. We let it grow up in here, turned everything a nice, beautiful Ireland lush green. And then in April, we came back and we threw down some Kentucky 32 because we knew as rye died, it would release enough nutrients to get the Kentucky 32 to grow. And the boys have been down here and they have just done a number on the grass. It's no longer Ireland lush green, it's now just barely covered with grass. The point I was trying to make by doing this stuff was to get the weeds in the forest to stop growing. And it worked for a little bit, but looks like it's being reclaimed. So yeah, it looks like we got a fence down right there. Looks like we got a fence down over there. It probably just stretched. Looks like we lost a tree right there. Oh. Poop field. So when it rains real bad, of course the water and the mud and whatnot come down the hill. Really has nowhere to go, and so it comes down here to the bridge. Oh boy. Yeah, that's gonna be a problem. Mud comes down. You can't tell, but there's a wooden ramp right here. And so from what I can tell, the flood came all the way up to here. You can see all the flotsam that got caught underneath the bridge. That was washed down the creek. Those were underneath the bridge, filled with stones. It was designed to keep the water from washing away the silt. And doesn't look like it did it. You can't hear her. I don't think you can hear her. But there's Arrow. She's just a silly cat with no claws. Come on. Come on, you can do it. But damn if she's not a loyal cat. Hey, baby. Hi, Arrows. Say hello to YouTubies. She's a crazy cat. You're a long way from home. Alright, let's see how bad this is. Oh yeah. Look at that. Well, guys, I don't think there's any fixing this. I think it's gonna have to be, I'm gonna have to dismantle it and rebuild it. Let's see. Oh yeah. I don't know if you guys can see that, but the water came up and washed away all the sand around. Hi, cat. Look, you gotta go. Oh yeah, washed out all the sand underneath of it. Yeah, that's gonna be a problem. Well, let's get in the water, see how bad it is. Now, it hasn't rained since this morning, and I'm going to turn the can. You're going to be looking upside down. And that's not the deep part yet. Underneath the bridge, it's probably right underneath of there. It's probably another foot deep. Oh, yeah. This is going to be bad. Oh yeah. That's just a little below knee level, which, if you've never been here, that's about 2 foot higher than it needs to be. Okay, so it washed out all up in there. All of that's been washed out. And there's, oops, I just sat in water, now my ass is wet. Third world problems. Yep. There's the problem. All of that washed away. Oh, man. Crap, 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 crap. Well, I don't know if this is going to do justice or not, but so basically the bottom courses 1, 2, 3, and 4 were washed out because the bottom, and then when the 4th one started to wash out, it broke. Oh, jeez. This whole damn thing's gonna have to come apart. What's up, cat? What are you doing? What are you doing, dum-dum? Well, crap. Alright, I'm going to put you on pause for just a minute while I walk down and see how far. Well, I don't have to put you on pause for that. What are you doing? Hello.
wife is buzzing me on instant messenger.
Well, for those of you who have been kind enough to come visit, you know that this is my impromptu homemade gun range. Gotta love my little plywood table. But you can see that the creek flooded so bad that it came down into the gun range. Came from way over there, came this way, kind of washed that way. So yeah, the gun range is, how should we say, soft and a little flooded. Look at all the sand that it washed up into here. I suppose the good news is, other than me needing to mow, targets are still in place. And there's Arrow the cat again. Okay. Alright, last video I think. This is coming from the other side. And you can see how much it is twisted. Got debris right there. You can see the water kind of came up the embankment, washed away all that, all that. So, let me know what your thoughts are. I'm thinking it has to be dismantled. Hope it doesn't have to be, but what's that saying go? When it rains, it pours. Go ahead and jump, cat. Come here. Dopey cat. Alright. Okay, so I lied. Came out of the trail and here are these guys. It's just too pretty of a shot. Hi, boys. Would you zip it? Nobody cares. Nobody cares, you little turd.